Hello. Today we will discuss the cycle converters based on RL load. Till now we have discussed step up cycloconverters. Those were midpoint and bridge type. Step down cycloconverter. Those were also two type, that is midpoint and bridge type. The working of all these cycloconverter will remain same for cycloconverters using RL load. The working will not vary if we are using a cycloconverter with R load or using RL load. The only difference that will arise in RL load is that whether the output current is continuous or discontinuous. So in case of RL load, the output current can be continuous or can be discontinuous. If it is discontinuous, we have to make it continuous. So based upon the output current, the type of cycloconverters using RL load, RF two type, those are discontinuous current cycloconverter and continuous current cycloconverter. We will first discuss this step down cycloconverter with RL load having discontinuous current. This is the output waveform of midpoint step down cycloconverter with RL load having discontinuity in output current. As we can observe that this waveform is quite similar with the waveform that we have studied in our previous lecture in midpoint step down cycloconverter with R load. These two waveforms are quite similar. The only difference in these waveform is having a discontinuity current in output current when we are using RL load. Now as you can see from the waveform of output current, between the two positive half cycle there is a time instant when no output current flow, that is zero output current. This also occurs during two negative half cycles, that there is an instant when no negative current flow through the load. During these instants the output current is actually zero. So there is a discontinuity in output current between these half cycles. This discontinuity in current is due to mismatch between the turn off time of first thyristor and the turn on time of second thyristor. If these two thyristors do not get properly turned off or turned on at their respective instants, then there will be a discontinuity in the output current. Now we will see how this discontinuity of current actually occurs. We will start with output voltage waveform. In this waveform, as you can observe that the thyristor T1 has to get turned on at omega t is equal to 0 at this instant, but it get turned on at omega t is equals to alpha. This is the alpha angle, that is firing angle. The thyristor T1 actually turned on at omega t is equal to alpha. Now this thyristor T1 has to get turned off at omega t equals to pi. But this thyristor, due to commutation delay, may not get turned off at omega t is equal to pi angle. So there is a delay in its turn off. As you can see that this is a small negative peak in the output voltage waveform. This small negative peak indicates that the thyristor T1 is not turned off yet due to the reverse bias which we have applied. Now this thyristor actually turned off at omega is equals to beta angle. This is the beta angle. It get turned off at omega equals to beta. So there is delay in the turn off of thyristor T1. Now as the thyristor T1 is turned off, but the next thyristor which has to be turned on at omega t is equals to beta has not yet turned on. This T1, T3 is yet in non-conductive mode, yet off. So this thyristor T3 actually turned on at this instant. This instant is omega t is equals to pi plus alpha. It is wrongly written here 2 pi plus alpha. So pi plus alpha is the angle where thyristor T3 is turned on. So there is an instant, this is an instant during which neither thyristor T1 is conducting nor thyristor T2 is conducting. So the current through the load, which is our RL load, is 0. This also happens during the thyristor T4 and T2 time periods. This is the instant during which these two thyristors, that is T4 and T2, there is a non-conducting time slots and the output current is 0. So due to improper turned on and turned off of various thyristor, the output current at some time slots, at some time instant, it is actually 0. But the average output current will always remain positive or negative, positive in positive half cycle and negative in negative half cycles. But there is a time instance during which these peaks having zero output current. This is the waveform for continuous load current in a cycloconverter using RL load. Here we can observe that the output current, there is no such discontinuity. The output current flowing through the load is continuous. There is no such time period or time slot during which we can say that output current is zero. Now, how this discontinuity can be removed? Actually, what we have to do, we have to just increase the commutation process of thyristor T1. We have to increase the commutation process of thyristor T1, which means we just have to increase the turn of time of thyristor T1. As we increases the turn of time of thyristor T1, it matches with the time instant during which we have to turn on the thyristor T3. So the turn off time of thyristor T1 and turn off time of thyristor T3 exactly occurs at the time instant omega t is equals to pi plus alpha. That is, turn off time of thyristor T1 and turn on time of thyristor T3 now matches. There is no such delay, there is no such time slot, there is no such time period during which neither the T1 or T3 is non-conducting. Here we can see that from omega t is equals to 0 to omega is equal to 2 pi, either the thyristor T1 is conducting or thyristor T3 is conducting. There is no such time slot during which neither T1 or T3 is in non-conductive mode. Now, the another important point here is that as we have studied the waveform for R load in various cycloconverter, in R load also there is a discontinuity in the output current, but in RL load we can actually improve this discontinuity into continuous load current by increasing the turn off time of thyristor T1. How we can increase the turn off time? We have to just apply the forced commutation process, forced turn off process, rather than using a natural commutation process. A forced commutation process actually turn off the thyristor T1 at the time instant as we desire, but in natural commutation process thyristor T1 turn off naturally. So by using forced commutation process we can match up the turn off time of T1 and turn on time of T3, and the discontinuity in the load current can be removed.